All right, guys. Today we got one of our members today, and we're gonna be helping them find his personality type. Man, you don't have to go into anything you're not comfortable with, but what you do say I will use to find your best fit type. Man, can you introduce yourself? Where you from? Like, how'd you get in typology? Like,
Yeah,
um,
okay. So I'm from Poland. My nickname is Tanner, but actually my real name is Alan. I got into typology like probably 5 years ago, if I remember it right. But yeah, it was probably because I saw some Polish YouTuber, doing a video on 16 personalities, and I thought, okay, let's give it a try. I got some results from it. Then I got another results from it. Then I watched some YouTubers, foreign YouTubers, because in Poland we don't have, in my opinion, good MBTI content creators. So I watched a lot of videos, and yeah, I still don't know my type. I think it's because I got so much fucking knowledge on this MBTI stuff, on interaction styles, and that. I think I can't be objective myself. I think
mhm,
I need someone from the outside to give me some mm, to be more objective about myself because I think I would probably if I try to type myself, I would probably mistype. But
mhm,
yeah.
okay, awesome then. You say you consume so much information. Yeah, sometimes when you have a lot of information, it can actually be harder to type yourself. Like sometimes family members and whatnot can be a lot harder. What I always recommend, like if you're struggling to like type a family member or something, if you like find somebody like a celebrity, if you get lucky, find like a celebrity or something that like you look like or a family member looks like or whatever, and you type that person, it'd probably be a lot easier. But yeah. So I'm just gonna give you a scenario here, just playing with this. Let's just say you were going to a movie, right? And the movie was shit. What would be your thinking about that?
Wait. I got connection lost. Can you
Oh,
repeat
okay.
the last
Okay.
sentence?
So I'm gonna give you a scenario, man, and you just tell me like how would you perceive this? What would be your thinking? Let's just say hypothetical situation. You went to a movie and the movie was complete ass, right? What would be your thought process afterwards?
Yeah. In this scenario, I'm alone in the movie. Yeah, not
Yeah,
not with
you just went
somebody.
to go.
I'm
You just
alone.
went to go see a movie, and it was ass. What would be your thinking like afterwards? Like just
Well, I don't know if I would give a shit, to be honest. But wait. Let me think. Uh, I think that I would maybe not do much. Yeah. Probably not do much. I would probably just go back home, maybe a little bit disappointed,
hmm
that it wasn't how I imagined maybe it will be.
hmm okay.
Yeah, but I think I wouldn't cry over it.
hmm Okay. Didn't tell me much there, but okay. What do you do on your weekends, man? What are your weekends like?
Yeah, on my weekends, at the moment I'm not doing much, to be honest. I'm sitting at my room. Maybe sometimes I will go to my cousin, and we will play some FIFA on Xbox or something. But to be honest, I think I lack something that I can pursue. I think I'm in the mode where I I'm just stuck and I don't know how to take the next step maybe and what I would like to do because you know it's
hmm
hard for me to just pick one path probably because I how to say it? I think that it's hmm, I just get got lost. Wait. Can you repeat maybe the question? I
Oh, I
think I
forgot.
just talk too much and I
I forgot
and
what you
and,
said, man.
and I Yeah.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I think I said, how's your weekend? Like, what do you do on your
Uh,
weekends?
yeah, so to keep it short, I'm not doing very much at the moment. I think I need some purpose in life. So something that I can, wake up every day and just do it.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you do to try to figure out like this purpose thing? Like, what's your thought process here?
Yeah, I think I see so many things that I just can't pick one because I always worry that this will be maybe the wrong path or something like. But like I if I start to work on something
Hmm.
and I will work on this project, let's call it, for 1 year plus 2 years or something, and then I would see maybe that it's not what I really want to do, then I have 2 years behind me, and I could do a lot more in those 2 years than I did. Yeah.
Okay. Um, what do you think you're really good at?
If I got to say what I'm really good at,
Hmm.
then I think I can uh, I can understand a lot of people. I think I can, really understand a lot of people. Like maybe I'm delusional, but I think uh, I'm good at seeing other sides of the story. Maybe so something like that. Maybe yeah, I would say that
Hmm.
probably
Okay.
yeah.
What do you see yourself like in 10 years?
Yeah, in 10 years, I obviously see myself actually living on my own and probably not in the city that I was born. Uh, but what I will do as of profession, I have no idea, man. No idea. For no fucking idea. No, no way. No way I can tell.
Okay, okay, okay. So what's a philosophy that you live by?
Philosophy that I live by. I try to remain calm in most of situation. I wouldn't call myself stoic, but I would call my philosophy is like don't brag too much. Be maybe a little bit humble, but show in your work that you can do something really good. Not just talk about it. That you can do it really good. Just show that you can do it really good. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. What would be the dream profession for you?
Probably my dream profession would be like, yeah, if I gotta say, working on something that is mine, maybe some business. But I would like to work maybe not with a lot of people, like I can talk with a lot of people, but maybe work from home or something like that. Yeah, that would be my ideal profession, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is something you would tell your younger self?
Be more open up with your feelings, probably. Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because I think that I really self-sabotage myself in a lot of my relationships with maybe potential girlfriends or something like that. I kind of I had a hard time to open up really,
Mhm.
to say just what I really feel. I would always I don't know why, to be honest, but I always hide it from as long as I can remember. I was always hiding it.
Mhm.
But yeah, not now. I learned that already that I have to be more open
Mhm.
uh, sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So like, what's a hobby of yours, that you really like?
For some time I really like to make music, my own music, but I never released anything to the public and probably never will. But what's more, I was when I was younger, I was really into gaming,
Hmm.
like, and I was good at it, I think, at some FPSs like Counter-Strike maybe. But I was always good at. I was from a young age. I was playing football, soccer. I mean, soccer, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started. I don't know why, but I stopped playing
Mm-hmm.
football, and then I started playing volleyball, and I was really good at it. I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But before one of the tournaments, I got injured in my hand, and I remember that I don't know why, but from I remember that from this moment, I don't know why, but from the moment that I got injured in the hand, never go. I was never again at the training. I just give it up. Then again, I was playing basketball. Yeah, so I think my hobbies are maybe sports, music, video games, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be top three maybe if I
So,
got to
so,
say.
so what is it about video games, man, that like pulls you to them?
Um, when I was younger, it was the only thing probably that I could do. Okay, maybe not. I was not antisocial or something. I had friends, a lot of friends, and I was really light, I think. But maybe if we get a vacation, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't have school, I was always at my grandma, and at my grandma town there was no any kids of my age. So basically, I hadn't had maybe a friend to play at the time, so I was in the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I think it kind of escalated because maybe my friends were playing some games and I saw them and playing those games and I thought, okay, why not? Maybe just play those games. And yeah, and I think because I think personally that because they played it, I wanted maybe I never told this, but I wanted to be the best at it.
Mm-hmm.
At least the best as I can.
Okay. 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 What do you think is some people misunderstand about you?
Uh, I think they misunderstand that I might to them look sometimes that I'm maybe aloof or distant or kind of mysterious to them or something because I get that sometimes that I am mysterious or something. But I think that's misunderstanding because maybe I can be quiet in groups of people that I don't know, but if I really got to know someone and we talk maybe one on one, maybe in group of four people that I know, five or something, that I'm not really that mysterious or aloof, and I can be talkative a lot, and yeah, I think that
Okay.
or that maybe I'm not such a dick as others can see me as.
Okay. What type of do you read any books or like watch anything on
Yeah,
YouTube? What is things that you are interested in?
okay. So on YouTube, I'm gonna start with this because on YouTube I have a random page and I just throughout the day look at the videos randomly. I don't really have a specific you know niche, a specific niche to watch, but I watch a little bit of everything maybe on YouTube.
Mhm.
But about the books, I saw that on Discord there is some uh, what something with atomic habits. Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah. So actually, I read that, and I read. I'm about to read. Uh, how to say it? Ways of War. Wait, Ways of War. I don't know. Maybe I will show it.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
yeah. Uh, yeah. From my girlfriend, I got this to read, but I didn't read always. I maybe I can say that I'm starting now to read more seriously. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Um, what is something you struggle with the most?
What I struggle with the most. Yeah, I think to maybe not now because I learned that, but when I was younger, I struggled with maybe saying how I feel about someone, or yeah, saying how I feel. But now, now I would say I maybe I'm undisciplined. Maybe I should be more disciplined. Maybe I should, put my time into something that can really produce fruits in the future. Maybe. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think I just waste a lot of time, you know.
What's your biggest worry?
My biggest, to be fair, the first thought that came to my head was that I'm always worried about being betrayed. Yeah, in relationship or maybe in even in friendship a little bit, but yeah, that was the first thing that came to my mind, that being betrayed. Yeah. I
Why?
wouldn't want. Why why this came first to my head, I don't know, but if I got to say why, Ma- I don't know. I, it's hard to say, you know. I think as long as I can remember, I was like that. So I don't know what was probably the cause of this or something. I, I would have to really think about it for
Okay.
some time.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is it because you're not a loyal person yourself, or is it like,
No, 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 no. I think I'm really loyal, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's hard to maybe open me up, but when I open, it's I give myself, if I really trust, because I can be like that I can be distrustful at the start of relationship, but as the relationship is ongoing and months are going well, I think I'm a little bit more stable and I a little bit more trustful, at least to that person.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, but that that will be probably the last thing that I would say, that I'm not loyal, but I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I think that I'm not, you know. I think that I was always loyal.
Okay, okay, okay,
That is my first relationship too, so
okay. What's something you want to be remembered for?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Hmm.
I would say maybe that I would like to be remembered for, wow. I would like to be remembered for being maybe helpful to someone. I that it's hard to say, to be honest, because I never thought about it, and I to think that no matter what I want, in the future, in like 100 years or something, I won't be remembered. You know, n- no matter what I say. So
I mean, but let's just take a hypothetical situation. What if you were remembered 100 years from now? What would it be for?
okay, maybe for maybe for building something for the people, like not maybe not many things, but one thing that I can be remembered for, maybe is build something. It's it don't have to be for the whole humanity, but maybe something for my close real friend, for my girlfriend, for my my parents, maybe. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
maybe build, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. All right, man. I got your type here. It's been just been chilling, just drawing it out. Just want to ask you, man, what type do you think you are before I share it with you? Just guessing. What type do you think you are?
So I didn't thought that I didn't thought that I was particle type, but I think that I am IP type, and I have a problem with NISE and SENI. I can't see I can see myself a little bit in both, so it's helpful to have something objective, someone objective to tell me.
Okay, so you
So
think you
IP probably I
IP
think of.
IP?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah, yes, yeah, some IP type.
all right, man. Well, you can see the board here. I got you as ENTP. Big takeaways from you early on. It was pretty progression story about your type and stuff. Hard for you to pick a path, right? That's either high NE or high SE just off the rip, right? Because they're gonna struggle to commit to anything, right? They're gonna believe that, if they try a whole bunch of things, hopefully in the future they'll be able to find a path, right? That's very extroverted perceiving function, right? That's the story they tell themselves, right? They don't know until they go out and fucking try it. Good at seeing the other side of the story. I hit you for any there. When I asked about like something that you struggle with the most, you said you need discipline. The, because you struggling to put your efforts into one thing, right? I put this classic SI inferior there. And you want to be helpful to someone. Yeah, ENTP, man.
Yeah, okay.
You got any questions, man? Anything you want to say? Any
I have
want
a
to challenge me on
I
anything?
I had a problem with TIFE2 because I thought I was TI DOM or FI DOM.
TI dom or FI dom? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I thought about those two types, but I considered all of the types to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Maybe,
it's very
yeah,
hard for NE to rein itself in because it's like I could be this, I could be that, I could be this. Even when we talked about the loyalty thing, you were like, well, man, maybe I'm not loyal, like it's any, it's like maybe, well, any's like maybe, maybe, kind of bouncing back and forth, but the hardest part for ENTPs to type themselves is the NE, because truly they could be any type because they can wear a mask, right?
yeah, that's what I thought too. I was walking today and I knew that we're gonna have this meeting, and I was thinking about. I basically can see myself as FI DOM, TI DOM, any DOM, even NI DOM.
Well, I would
Yes,
say NI Dom because you can't pick a path. Like NI
yeah,
Dom's not struggling to pick a path, bro.
yeah,
Um,
okay, but one thing, if now when I know that I'm this type, I
uh
would like to ask about FI Trickster,
Okay.
how how it's really working because I have a problem with it too. Now that I'm thinking because I said I'm loyal and I really think I'm a loyal person, but because I read so many articles about MBTI,
Well,
I see FI as loyalty kind of.
I
So
don't think FI is classically loyalty. I would say it has proponents of loyalty to it, right? If you value something. But I think generally speaking, the thing that people like to attribute loyalty to, or duty to is SI, a lot of times. But I think that that is a personal thing. A lot of times, like if a person's like a loyal person, because sometimes you'll see some ENTPs that are very loyal people, and then you'll see some that are just like the biggest piece of shit walking.
yeah,
Because to FI Trickster, a lot of times like anything could be good or bad. It just all depends on the context, right? Any situation can be good or bad. Like you can't like put your thumb on something and say something is bad, right? Um, because to you it's kind of subjective depending on the situation, right? And a certain situation, maybe murder's not bad. Maybe murder is good in this situation, you know, or maybe, you know, stealing this could be good in this situation, you know. So that's kind of the complex that they look at, you know, because they can see things from every perspective, so it makes it even harder for them. But it's really just figuring out what they value. Like, what
Okay.
does the ENTP value? It seems to continue to elude them. Having an identity for themselves continues to elude them, right? Um, So that's more of the biggest problem is the understanding what they value, right? Because anything could be valuable, right? You know, it's valuable today, it's not valuable tomorrow. So you'll see
Yeah.
like, you know, generally speaking, they get more happiness from other people than they do from their own like values, right? You'll see like there was like a thing where Kim Kardashian was crying because like she would say like Kanye West would give all his Lamborghinis away to his friends. And
Hmm.
she come home and he basically just gave them all away, right? You know, because he more gets more satisfaction from other people being happy than his own self. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm a little bit, maybe, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that I'm extroverted, you know.
well, I think
But I know it's cognitive extroversion is different than social extroversion.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I always, from the young age, I can tell you that I always said that I'm introvert. Yeah,
Well,
always.
that happens a lot with ENTPs to say to a large degree, man. Because of the fact of like the SI inferior and then NE is also like it can really be in your head, right? So you don't really need to like be with other people, right? Because the
Mhm.
brainstorming and the seeing connections and stuff like that, you can kind of do on your own. What I would say the thing that I've noticed the most about extroverts is they have to be doing something. Like they have to be like maybe they're going on walks, maybe they're like, you know, going to dinner by themselves. Like they are just, you know, they need to interact with the world, right? While an introvert doesn't really need to interact with the world. They react with themselves. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Any
Okay.
questions, man? Any other questions?
Yeah. Maybe is it something trackable that maybe ENTPs kind of self-isolate from maybe their friends or something?
Uh,
Maybe there is some correlation, or am I just speculating?
isolate from their friends. Uh, I
Like
mean,
I know every type
mhm.
can do this, but maybe what would make ENTP do it?
Well, I think a lot of ENTPs will isolate from other people if they're like asking for too much, right? Or they will, I mean, ENTPs are very like, well, they could be like a thousand reasons. Like, I think in general, the ENTPs like to have total freedom because NE wants to be able to brainstorm, see connections, and do whatever the hell it wants at all times. I think they're one of the four types that I think need the most freedom. And I think people can stop them from having their own freedom. So I think they'll be more likely to do things on their own, especially being pragmatic as well. They got a pragmatic streak to them, very rebellious. A lot of things that they
Yeah,
think don't really go with society. So that could be another thing, you know, and they're very contrarian to a lot of things, a lot of systems. They really do test systems, and a lot of times that can not be good for a lot of other people, right? So they can be more isolating for that, you know. Very different people, man. Like they're very, you know, a lot the chaos they bring and stuff like that, you know, it's can be tough for them to put other people through. But generally speaking, they test systems, right? If a system's bad, it's usually gonna be an ENTP that like exposes it or something like that. and
Okay.
they're very contrarian, man. I would say they're probably one of the most. You'll see them. I don't know if you know about like um, something like the ENTPs, like Kanye West or Nick Fuentes or whatnot. Very
Hmm.
contrarian, man.
Yeah.
You know, and the stuff that's in their head is so much different than other people, right? And they know that. ENTPs know that. Like they know, like some stuff they say or some stuff they're thinking. Most people are not gonna agree with it. So that can
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
them want to isolate even more. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. So basically, I need from this moment to start hating NE, right, and start loving SI.
Well, I wouldn't say start hating any. I would say just be more understanding of your any, right? And understanding that like there's gonna come a time where like you want to fucking start something new and you need to say no, no, no. Well, I need to keep building this, or I need to keep pushing forward on this same project that I have, right? And it's
Mhm.
gonna get you're gonna get this feeling like I just need to start something new. But you got to fight it, You have to fight it and realize that like there's not always something new outside, right? There's not always something more shinier that's gonna come. There's not, because a lot of times you can say, "What if this? What if that?" And just realizing the stuff that you have, um, and
Okay.
building on that, right? And just
Okay.
finding a way to be at peace with any. Maybe you you realize that you can do any on the side, man. Like until like the any starts working, and or like maybe you participate, like you have your job, and then maybe after your job, like you do like side quests with any, right? Don't let the any sabotage your life because that's what a lot of ENTPs do. They'll let the any sabotage their life. Everything will be going stable, and then randomly they'll have to blow it up because they need something new. They need a new stimulus.
Okay. Okay.
Just becoming at
So
peace with it, man. Just realizing like, I got this feeling that I want to start something new, but like this ain't the time for that. This is the time for me to buckle down and get like let's say hypothetically, I don't know how old you are if you're in college, but you might get this feeling like fuck college, this shit ain't for me. But that's the time where you should say, no, no, no.
because
Shut the fuck up.
I didn't say how old I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just
I
saying like
forgot.
no, 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 I'm just saying in general. But like, you'll tell any shut the fuck up, right? I know you want to do something fucking new, but this is the time for me to knock this shit out because if I don't knock it out now, then I'm gonna pay for it in the future. So just being able to
Yeah,
check that.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, I can see that now. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. Because life
Yeah.
will get you in the washer or to get you in the ringer, man. It doesn't matter, right? The work got to be done. The best you do it when you're young instead of doing it when you're fucking old. That's all I'll say. So and just
Okay.
learning. And I mean, you don't have to start with the biggest task, but start with something small and seeing it all the way through,
Yeah,
right?
that's a good advice, and I should remember that.
Or
Yeah.
like I would say a lot of times ENTPs do, just try to focus on the gym. The gym will build that SI discipline, and you'll get a lot of rewards from also going to the gym and stuff like that. So it'll build on itself, and then also you'll kind of feel great about yourself, because a lot of times if you look good, you feel good. So and that can build your SI
Okay.
because and at the same time it could build your SI and then you can try new things when you're in the gym. Like you don't have to just do like bodybuilding. Maybe you do calisthenics, maybe you do this, you could try it, but like the overall principle here is it's in an SI bubble. Um, but yeah.
Okay, I see. I see. I don't want to make it too long, but I have one last question
Yeah, go for it, man.
because I d- if yeah, I thought for some time that I was TI dom, and
Hmm.
the last question I have is to see like TI in dom position, in dominant position or auxiliary.
Hmm.
or any in dominant and actual, and the second,
Oh, so you
because I
yeah.
yeah, I didn't know if I was TI at the top or TI second or
Hmm.
NE dom or NE second, because I considered this for quite some time,
Hmm.
and I can't quite grasp the difference between those two.
Okay. Okay. Well, the TI in the first spot means that, everything in life needs to revolve around logic first and foremost, right? Everything else is secondary, right? For NE, that means that NE improves the TI. Everything goes back to TI. Everything flows back to TI. Like if you think of a flow chart, everything flows back to TI, right?
Hmm.
For an ENTP, everything flows back to NE. Perspectives, seeing different things, exploring, brainstorming, right? So they'll get any ideas, right? But then they'll cut out the any ideas that aren't logical, right?
Hmm.
For an INTP, right? They will have like a principle they're working on, right? And they will push the principle to the left, to the right, to around to make sure the principle is actually a good standing principle. And then they'll work on that for years sometimes. And then they'll release that principle, right? So their whole life is just like building this truth, right? And they'll just look at it from different sides until flows back into TI, right? While like ENTP sometimes life isn't meant 100% for logic. They know when to use logic and when not to.
Hmm.
INTP is a
Yeah.
slave to logic.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Because I had a hard time to see those functions in real life, yeah.
Hmm.
But
So,
now when I know my type, I kind of see different things, I maybe remember some different situations that can apply to to this type.
mhm.
So
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
the ENTP is more flexible with logic, right? They know when to use it, when not to use it, right? And a lot of times their logic is a lot faster. Like, it's a lot like quick. Like they can just eat a lot of information quick and then break it down.
Mm.
Yeah. While an INTP is a lot slower, but they want to make sure they get that principle like like an ENTP may like see a principle and be like, all right, that's good enough. Moving on, right? INTP is like, no, 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 no. We're gonna work on it, and it might be 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, for a few
Okay,
years.
okay,
They're
okay.
gonna commit their whole life to the shit.
Okay,
Uh,
I see. I see.
yeah. So just when you
Yeah,
think about a hero function, it's basically that person's identity.
identity.
Yeah. It's everything to that person. Like it means everything to them.
So basically, like other people see me through the lens of dominant function too, right? Or from my
I
dominant.
think most people will be able to pick up like your dominant function. I think the person itself doesn't see it. I don't know if you see my last video on YouTube. Um,
I saw it, but not full.
yeah.
I stopped watching at half, probably.
Okay.
Like
Well, my premise in that video is that the hero function is largely unconscious because it's in everything that we do. And anything you do for a period of time, you don't even notice, kind of like breathing, right? You don't have to tell yourself to breathe. You don't have to tell your heart to move, beat. These simple things. And that's largely how the hero function gets to. So it's just operating at all times. And then, it tells us like, principles that to live by. And we uphold those principles. And when we see other people like not living up to those principles, then we're like, oh, what the fuck's wrong with this person? But it tells us a story and then we live by it. Like sometimes you can kind of figure out your hero function just by noticing things that like are very sacred to you. Some things that you never challenge, like some philosophy that you never challenge, right? That's usually embedded in your hero function.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I got to say, I have to thank you,
No problem,
because
man.
now I can maybe just go out to the next thing, maybe,
Yeah, 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 man.
and just I know it already, so I'm done
I mean,
with
I
this.
think as an ENTP, man, you're always gonna be thinking, well, what if this or what if that, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Very hard
I
for
have
them
it
to kind
already,
of settle. There's like fucking Henley still out there trying to say, hey, Mercer, man, I think I'm an INFP. And I'm like, Henley, shut the fuck up. Like, bro, just shut the fuck up, Henley. Like, he'll be like, bro, I think I'm INFP. And I'm like, bro, you're not a fucking INFP. Oh, Merce, man, I'm an ENFP. I'm 100% sure I'm like, bro, Henley, just shut the fuck up. FI tricks to go away, bro. But yeah. Well, man, it was a pleasure, man. I got another
Yeah, thank
one
you.
up, man. I'll see you around, brother. Yeah,
Thank you very much. Peace.
anytime, man.